Good morning, students. So we had started with classification of elements in the previous class. We have seen the different types of elements in the previous class. We had also seen the periodic table and the chemical symbols of the elements. We have seen all these in the previous class. Today we have to start with compounds. So the matter or the substances is broadly classified into two categories, just for your revision, and these two categories of the substances are the pure substances and impure substances. And the pure substance is further classified into two categories, that is elements and compounds, and the example of impure category is the mixture that we will see in the later part of this chapter. So today we have done about the elements in the previous class. So today we have to start with compounds. So compounds are what? Pure substances. Compounds are pure substances which are formed by chemical combination. These compounds are formed by chemical combination, and it is composed of two or more elements in a fixed ratio by mass. So compound is a pure substance. It is formed by chemical combination. It means the constituents of the compound will have a chemical bond in between them, and this chemical bond will hold these constituents of the compound. For example, water is a chemical compound. So water is composed of two elements, that is hydrogen and oxygen. What is the atomic ratio of hydrogen to oxygen in water? If you will know the formula, it is H2O. So the atomic ratio of hydrogen to oxygen in water is 2:1. So two atoms of hydrogen will be helped by or will be chemically combined with one atom of oxygen to form water. Okay. So compounds are composed of two or more elements in a fixed ratio by mass. Atomic ratio we have seen. Mass ratio is also fixed. For example, same compound hydrogen and oxygen is forming water. The atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 and the atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Okay. So there are two atoms of hydrogen. So 1 into 2 plus 16. Okay, H2O. So it will be forming 2 gram of hydrogen will combine with 16 gram of oxygen. If you will take out the simple ratio of it, the 2 gram of 2 by 2 and 16 by 2. So it will be coming 1:8. So 1 gram of hydrogen will combine with 8 gram of oxygen to form 9 grams of water. So chemical compounds are composed of two or more elements in a fixed ratio by mass. Okay. For example, carbon dioxide. The atomic mass of carbon is 12 and the atomic mass of oxygen is 16 again. So CO2. So carbon for 12, 2 atoms of oxygen. Carbon is only one atom, so 1 into 12 plus 16 into 2, that is 32. So if you will again take out the simple ratio, okay, it will be forming 44 grams of 16 plus 32 equals to 44 gram of carbon dioxide. What is the molecular mass of carbon dioxide? That is 44 gram. So you divide all 3 by 4, 12 by 4, then 32 by 4 and then 44 by 4. Okay, 12 by 4 it will be 3, 32 by 4 it will be 8 and 44 by 4 it is 11. So 3 grams of carbon will combine with 8 gram of oxygen to form 11 grams of carbon dioxide. Then the next point is, it can be broken down into more simpler forms by chemical means. Okay. We have seen that elements cannot be broken down into simpler forms neither by physical means nor by chemical means, but we can break down the components of the compound into its constituent elements only by chemical means, not by physical means. Okay, whereas in the next part of the chapter we will see that mixture is the impure substance and it can be broken down into its constituents by physical means. So elements cannot be broken down neither by physical means nor by chemical means. Compounds can be broken down only by chemical means, and mixture can be broken down by physical means, simple physical means. Then the smallest unit of compound is molecule. The smallest unit of compound is what? Molecule. And the properties of molecule of one compound is different from the properties of molecule of another compound. For example, water molecule and carbon dioxide molecule, both will have the different set of properties. Now we have to see few more characteristic features of compounds. The properties of compound is different from its constituent element. Very true. For example, carbon dioxide is a compound which is composed of carbon and oxygen. Okay, the constituent elements of carbon dioxide is what? Carbon and oxygen. So what is the basic property of carbon? It can burn. What is the basic property of oxygen? It supports burning. But when this compound carbon dioxide is formed, it is not able to retain the properties of carbon, not able to retain the properties of oxygen. It means carbon dioxide is having a new set of properties which is entirely different from the properties of the carbon and oxygen. Okay, so what is the property of carbon dioxide? Simply you know, carbon dioxide extinguishes fire. So it neither burns nor supports burning, it extinguishes fire. So compound will always have a new set of properties and the constituent element will not be able to retain its property in the compound. During the formation of any compound, about the next point, either the energy is absorbed or the energy is liberated. Okay. Next is constituents of compound are held together by chemical bond. So the atoms of different elements in a compound will be holded by the chemical bond. Okay. Then compound can be broken down into its constituent elements only by chemical means, already we have seen. Then a compound is represented by definite chemical formula. Whenever I am saying you water, what I say? H2O. So this definite, it means it will have the same chemical formula. So a compound will always be represented by a definite chemical formula. Now what is formula? The formula of a compound identifies the elements in the compound and the ratios in which their atoms are present. Okay, so by the formula you come to know that which of the elements are there in the compound, what is their atomic ratio in the compound. Here are certain formula given. Water, so H2O. So what are the elements over here? Hydrogen and oxygen. Then how many atoms of hydrogen is there? 2. How many atoms of oxygen is there? 1. Here see, one thing you have to note down, that the number in the subscript form, the numbers are written either in the subscript or in the superscript. Okay, so superscript, it becomes power when it is written over here in the subscript form. So when the numbers are written below the symbol of the element, it denotes the number of the atom of that element in a particular compound. Okay, number in the subscript form written below the symbol of the element denotes the number of atom in the chemical compound, and if no number is written, it is usually understood that is 1. So how many atoms of hydrogen is there? 2. How many atoms of oxygen is there? 1. What are the elements present in this compound? That is hydrogen and oxygen. Then carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, what is the formula? CO2. So which are the elements over here? Carbon and oxygen. How many atoms of carbon? 1. How many atoms of oxygen? 2. Then propane, C3H8. This compound is formed of which of the elements? that is carbon and hydrogen. The number of carbon atom in this compound, that is 3. Number of hydrogen atom in this compound, that is 8. Sucrose, C12H22O11. So sucrose is composed of what? 3 elements. What are these 3 elements? That is carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Then what are the number of atoms of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in sucrose? Carbon 12 atoms, hydrogen 22 atoms, oxygen 11 atoms. Okay, then alcohol, okay, C3H8, leave that one. Ammonia, that is not of your syllabus. Ammonia, that is NH3, it is of your syllabus, that is NH3. Number of which of the elements are present in this compound? That is nitrogen and hydrogen. Number of nitrogen atom in this compound is 1. Number of hydrogen atom in this compound is 3. Then the other compound is sodium chloride, very much common to you. That formula is NaCl. Here you are not finding any number written over here. It means one sodium atom combines with one chloride atom, so it forms sodium chloride. So number of atom of sodium element is 1, number of chlorine atom is 1. Then how we write the formulas? Like sulfur dioxide. So you know the symbol of sulfur, that is S. You know the symbol of oxygen, that is O. When it is written di it means what? Di it means 2. Okay. So it is written 2 over here. So SO2. Then dinitrogen trioxide. Okay, dinitrogen. Nitrogen you know, N. Di it means 2. Okay. Trioxide, oxygen. Oxide is coming from where? Oxygen. So the symbol of oxygen is O. Tri is here, so 3. So N2O3. Then phosphorus pentachloride. For phosphorus P. For chlorine Cl. Penta it means 5. So PCl5. Then again few chemical formula is given over here. So salt NaCl, sucrose C12H22O11, vinegar, acetic acid, baking soda or sodium bicarbonate NaHCO3. Okay. So your homework is to write down the notes. I have already sent you a PDF, and you will write down the table of chemical formula on page number 32, table 3.3 in your copy, and you will also try to do the exercise 1 in your copy. Thank you everyone for today's class. See you in the next class with mixture and separation of the constituents of mixture. Thank you.